Woodward Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Let's go! It's cold! My God. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. To my right.
What's the word? It's Corey.
And to my left.
Joey, hello.
Hey, how you guys doing? Was your ride cold in? What did your car thermometer say? Like, today's the day when your timeline on any social media is just going to be filled with car thermometer pictures.
I said two things on my car. I said -5, and it said low tire pressure.
Yeah, that's what happens when it's cold. I had -4 on the way in.
Yeah, I had -2. I just looked and I'm like, all right, everybody's about to be crying about the weather today. Let me just not pick up my phone until after the show.
Yeah, so shout out to everybody that has a temperature gauge in your car. I fully expect to see your picture posted this afternoon.
That and then a cup of coffee right afterwards from Birmingham Roast.
There you go. But it is beautiful out. I mean, the sun is shining. It's clear. It's nice. The sky looks beautiful. It is Wednesday right here on Woodward and pretty much everywhere else in the world. And thank you guys for tuning in this morning. We got a big show planned today. Adham's Parlay of the Day is coming up at 8:50. We're going to talk about PacMan Jones getting in a fight and throwing stools, which was...
Awesome.
You know,
Have you seen
Awesome.
that video?
PacMan is just so good for a wrestling headline or something that involves fighting. Like he's fine. He either finds trouble or trouble finds him. Either one.
He's Mr. World Star. He is. Like, all the content just is around him. But you know, one group of people that I want to give a shout out to real quick too is all of the snowplow drivers yesterday.
Right.
Because on the drive in today and even yesterday around like 5 or so when I was leaving here, the roads were perfect.
Yes.
And it's like that. They were working nonstop. In my neighborhood, I saw them going till 11 p.m. when I took out the garbage. So, for real, I
Where do you
appreciate
stay
that. What's up?
Where do you stay at?
West Bloomfield?
Oh, that's the reason why.
Dan Notini, who we mentioned yesterday, remember you guys said you wanted to go on a snowplow? He's in the chat right now on Facebook, and he says you can go with him 20-plus hours straight yesterday. So,
See?
marathon day for all the snowplow drivers, and we got to give a shout-out to everybody that's in the chat. Anthony, Dan, my sister Kendra, we got Vinny in here, Greg, Jenna, Nick. Good morning to you guys, and good morning to everybody who's watching us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and, of course, on IG Live. And you guys know what?
What?
Today's the first day. The very first day. We are on our app. Our app is available for download.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And there's two ways you can get the app. Obviously, you can go to the App Store and search WSN Live. That is WSN Live.
You got to put the exclamation mark, though, after live.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Woodward Sports Network, WSN, live with an exclamation point. You can search that in your App Store on Apple. You doing it right now, Corey?
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Double click real quick, Corey.
Or you could go to our website, woodwardsports.com. Adam has a link up there, and you can just click and go there directly. But it's WSN Live with an exclamation point if you want to download that today. We'd appreciate it. It's for Apple phones right now. We'll move over into Android pretty soon. But this is the initial rollout of it. So if you guys download it, please hook us up with a 5-star review on it.
You asking for fights right now. People
Why?
are going to comment, why don't you have the Android? Who got an Android?
We'll
For real,
get
who got
the
an Android right now watching? I want you to comment.
Yeah.
Android, like none of us in the studio got an Android anymore, do they?
No, I don't think
What's
so.
that?
Yeah, seriously. The only thing they got is better cameras, but I don't know. These phones with three cameras are starting to step up.
That's right. So if you want to download the app, it's available for you today, and please download it and let us know what you think. This is the first version of it. We're going to beef it up over time, but we wanted to get something so you could take it with you anywhere you go, driving around, no matter where you are in the country. Now you just click the app, and you can go live with us. It's awesome. So thank you guys for supporting us through the first website, through Facebook, and now we got an app out. Like, this is crazy. So,
Mama, we made it.
yes. And make sure, once again, please, if you do download it, hit us with that 5-star so Apple makes it look a little important. We want to make sure Apple knows that we're important. Joey, you ready for your news?
It's game time.
Oh, and Adam just dropped the comment, just dropped the link in the chat, too, on Facebook if you want to click on that and download the app. But let's do Joey's news.
Mama, we made it.
Joey's news.
Let's
And
go.
make sure, once again, please, if you
Oh, man. I got to start off on a sad note today. If you are a Spartan fan, you could kiss the 2021 March Madness tournament goodbye. Oh, man, the Spartans took a beating yesterday, losing to Purdue by 10, and they needed that one for any shot at making the tournament. What a year. MSU not even making the tournament. Michigan football will begin spring practices on Monday, and this is much earlier than previous years because normally they're starting their spring practices on the third week of March. So we're about a month early this year, and I mean, you look at last year, spring training was postponed like crazy. I think it was even canceled, actually. In this video, you see Dennis Norfleet dancing, and just got to shout out to MLK alum because I love it. This is the excitement that Michigan fans have right now.
Yes. I got to correct you. He wasn't dancing. He was strolling.
He was strolling.
Yeah, Norfleet is a member of Omega Psi Phi, so what he was doing was the fraternity stroll.
Listen, to someone like me, that's a dance.
Right.
That's a dance. But now I know the correct terminology. What exactly is a stroll?
It's kind of like a dance. You know, I'll show you some stuff when we get off the air. I'm too old to stroll.
Too old to stroll. I love that.
So today, what we got to look forward to, a couple games. Both of our Detroit teams playing Chicago teams, and the Pistons, they had a little bit of a change because of the inclement weather. We had a game against Dallas that was postponed because of the severe weather issues out in Texas.
In Dallas, not here. Not here where
which
it's
is
4
crazy.
degrees and 2 feet of snow. No, they had a problem in Dallas.
I can only imagine what that looks like because here I would say, okay, maybe it could have got canceled yesterday, but Texas got us beat.
Right.
So the Detroit Pistons going to be playing the Chicago Bulls at 8 p.m. tonight, and then the Detroit Red Wings are going to be playing the Chicago Blackhawks again at 7:30 tonight. On Monday, we lost 3-2 in overtime, so hopefully we have a different outcome tonight for both of our teams because the Pistons got to keep this streak rolling, baby.
Right.
And no Kyrie, no KD, no problem. That is the headline following yesterday night. James Harden dropping 38 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, leading his team to a victory, beating the Suns by 4 last night, which was a shocker. February 16th, 1996, guys. What happened on that date? Trivia.
I know. I don't want to steal your thunder, but I know.
I can't play footage, unfortunately, because PGA got their copyright issues and they lock all their footage. But yesterday, Adam Sandler took to Twitter releasing a Happy Gilmore little legendary swing that he busted out, and he dedicated it to Shooter McGavin.
Shooter!
And it was so good because Shooter came out and recorded a video in a response, shooting a little putt into a glass. It was so great. It's crazy, though. 25 years since Happy Gilmore was dropped.
That makes me feel old as hell. Like, old as hell, because I still love that movie. Like, it's still relevant today.
That was when he was in his prime. Like, everything he touched was like gold.
Yeah. But I just wanted to start the show off by giving you a little tip for your career, because a day like today, -5 freaking degrees, heating and cooling is the most important thing. And truthfully, this is an industry that is so just pandemic proof because we all need it. I'm talking about northwesterntech.edu. You got to check them out. 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program. So just go to northwesterntech.edu and learn more about their program, because that's the HVAC school that works. Shout out to everybody at Northwestern Tech.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Northwestern Tech. And definitely heating and cooling is needed when it's -4 degrees outside.
It was cold when we got to the studio here today.
You want to know what else is cold?
What else?
Corey.
What about?
No, man. So Corey wrote an article 2 days ago, and it was an interesting article. We got a lot of good feedback about it, and it kind of sparked some topics around here with us just kind of discussing stuff throughout the day. But Corey, why don't you explain your article on Matthew Stafford that's up right now on woodwardsports.com if you want to go read it. But Corey's going to kind of explain some of the details.
Well, I don't know if anybody know, but a few days ago, Matthew Stafford did an interview with Mitch Albom talking about his last days in Detroit, or his entire time in Detroit. And he said, the whole interview was really great. I still recommend anybody read it. I was thoroughly entertained by it. But there was one quote in there that stuck out like a sore thumb to me. And I just made sure I reread it to make sure I was not losing any context or anything like that. But here's what Matthew Stafford said. I've always wanted to play in those big games. I feel like I will excel in those situations. Now,
well,
I just kind of sat down and I pondered that, and I'm like, big games. Isn't a playoff a big game?
I would say so. Our biggest games, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would think was a playoff is a big game. And I sat back and I thought about Matthew Stafford's record during those 3 playoff games, and I'm like, he's 0-3. All right, let me. Okay, he's 0-3. Let me think about it some more because was he at fault? Thought about the Saints game, and I said, okay, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. The 2 picks came in the fourth quarter. He was trying to get the team back in. They had 28 points. They only had 28 points. He threw 3 touchdowns and he ran for 1. So he had his hand in each score. You know what? Can't really fault him for that one. He was the offense. Cool. Then came the Cowboys game. Hey, look, whatever we want to say, we know everybody knows the Lions got holes on that call.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions did get hosed on that call, but 5 minutes left in the game.
But here's my point.
Okay.
Lions got hosed on that call. Fine. The Cowboys went ahead and scored 24-20.
You also can't forget the shanked punt. Because that was, to me, that was a bigger part of them losing than the blown call. Like, yes, the blown call happened, but then to compound that with a 20-yard punt after that and giving them the ball this side of the 50, like, that, to me, was the biggest turning point in the game, was that shitty punt.
Especially if you're looking at a call and it's like the deciding factor, seconds left on the clock, but we could have done things differently, so you can't put all the blame on the ref on this one.
Yeah. But then the dude has 2 fumbles to close the game.
Mm-hmm.
The game is within reach. It's 24-20. You can't turn the ball over twice. Okay. That's it.
But you're right. That's where legends are made.
Yeah,
And, that was the whole greatness of Matthew Stafford was he was captain comeback. You give him the ball when you're down 24-20, most likely he's going to get the ball in the end zone. He's going to score. He has the most comebacks over the past 12 years in the NFL, in NFL history, whatever that stat is. But once again, to me, that stat is almost fool's gold because you have to be down to come back. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they're never going to lead the league in comebacks.
Because they're kicking your ass off the gate.
Exactly. They're not down for 3 quarters.
Yeah, so
it's a great stat, and it's awesome that you have the ability to come back. But like I said, it's fool's gold because you're down.
Exactly. And then, so I'm like, all right, let's go to his last playoff game against the Seahawks. I'm not going to give him any passes for the Seahawks having the 3rd-ranked defense that season. I'm just not. You're supposed to be this quarterback that everybody says you are, and you can't get 1 touchdown in that game. So if you go back, if you combine the Cowboys game and the Seahawks game, from the first quarter in that Cowboys game, Matthew Stafford has went 7 consecutive quarters in the postseason without a touchdown.
Damn, I didn't realize that.
Because what was it, just the first quarter in that last game?
Yeah, in that Cowboys game, he got those 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. He has not scored a postseason touchdown since the first quarter of that Cowboys game.
I'm just sitting here reminiscing about how good I felt in that first quarter of that playoff game. Damn, man. The Lions, they had the number 3 defense in the league that year. We were 11-5. We're coming into the playoff game,
and there's a lot of things you can say about maybe he didn't have the running game. He didn't have this. He didn't have that. That's cool. You know what? If he lost and if he still loses in those games, okay, fine. You're just going to have a hard time selling me that a QB can go 7 quarters without a postseason touchdown. That's not acceptable any way you look at it. You can still lose the game and go out in a valiant effort, but you're not going to see anybody of those upper echelon quarterbacks go that long without a touchdown in the postseason.
Minus Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, even then, that's it. Yeah.
But to your point though, Corey, it's you can't bring up the whole his running game. You got to the playoffs.
Yep.
All that, you throw that in the garbage because if it's just a regular season game, you get your ass whooped. You could bust out that excuse, but it's the playoffs. Every team got there for a reason. It doesn't matter about what your deficiencies are on some certain ends of the ball.
Right, but really, Corey, your point of writing this article wasn't to bash Matthew Stafford at all. It was that one quote that he said is, all I need is a chance to be in the big games.
And it's
you've had
3 chances, and you're 10-55 against playoff teams. So it's what bigger game could you play in with the Rams that you didn't play in here? So it started making me think even more like, is he saying that in those big games he wish he had better talent around him? Like when you say that quote, it boggles my mind because I'm trying to figure out like what bigger game could you have played in?
Yeah, and I'm just trying to get into his head, and I think any quarterback has to have that supreme confidence anyways to step out on the field and lead 52 men.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be a leader no matter what.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that he's just, like, projecting that, hey, if I get the shot to get into those games, I think he's just trying to convince himself, too.
Yeah.
And that he thinks he's going to be playing in bigger games in L.A. than he ever did here, which is likely. I mean, they have the #1 defense in the league. If they don't play in bigger games than they played here, that's
telling about him.
Right. It's crazy because we all in this room love Matthew Stafford, right?
Yeah.
We all think his 12 years here, even though we didn't get the results that we all wanted, which I'm assuming includes him, he's got to admit that he didn't get the results he wanted either. For him to say that I've never played in a big game, it is kind of a slap in the face to Lions fans.
I feel it. What could be bigger than your playoff games? I mean, what? Oh, now when I get to the divisional round, then I'm in a bigger game.
Right.
I mean, you've blown chances for the Lions to win an NFC North title. You've been in games where you smoked it.
Yeah.
So it just didn't. The whole. I don't want to bash the guy, but that one quote just like really. Like, what are you going to do differently when you go to the Rams?
Well, and really, it kind of just gives insight to how he perceived those games, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you perceived those playoff games, the only playoff games we've been in since the 90s as not big moments, maybe that's why we didn't win. I'm not saying it's the 100% reason, but if those aren't big moments to you, what is?
Especially because those are the biggest moments you've had in your career thus far.
Yeah.
And to go on to say, I will excel in those situations, well, you didn't in the first 12 years of your career. So I see where you're coming from on this. I'm sure the way he said it, I hope wasn't meant to be taken the way that we're taking it, but he said what he said, and we're obviously the take that you had is what we all agree on.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had at minimum he's had 3 big games in his life. At minimum, right?
Yeah.
At bare minimum. So for him to say that, like I said, it's kind of a slap in the face to Lions fans. I never really played in a big game there. It's like, bro, you got us to the playoffs. Like, we were all rooting for you. We wanted to win those games. And for you to just be like, I don't know. Now that I'm in L.A., I'm going to play in some actual games that matter. It's like, no, those mattered.
With
like,
the easiest target, too, let alone Calvin Johnson.
So I'm also wondering, like, did he not think those were big games because he didn't think the team had a chance of winning those games?
And, yeah. I mean, and we can get into his psyche.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, it's such a weird quote. Maybe if he would have said something like, okay, now that I'm going to the Rams, I feel like I have a better chance to compete in those big games. I would have took that. Like, okay, I have a better chance. You go into a more complete system organization that's
or just be completely self-aware and be like, hey, you know what, I've had chances in big games before, I didn't get the job done, I can't wait to go to LA and finally get over that hump. If he says that, we're all like, okay, we're all on board with that. And, we're rooting for you to go out to L.A. and get over that hump.
No, I'm not. Draft picks.
Yeah, and I'm kind of that way, too, now. It's like, all right, I want Stafford to be successful, throw for 5,000 yards, but I also want them to go 3-13 and us get the number 2 pick in the league. Like, that's really what I want. Stay healthy, Stafford. Get all your stats, potentially win a playoff game eventually there, but over the next 2 years while we're getting the draft pick return, it's okay. You don't have to do that good.
It's just crazy that he came out to say that, especially on the exit interview. It's like, that's the last words you want to leave with the city that you just spent 12 years of?
Right. And Jim Caldwell had some things to say about Matthew Stafford, and I think it kind of goes to this because obviously Jim Caldwell was his coach for 2 of those playoff series.
Yep.
And he does say that, Matthew is extremely bright and he can adapt to any system or any style in offense. He demonstrated that while in Detroit under multiple offensive coordinators and head coaches. And you saw what Caldwell did with Stafford after Calvin Johnson retired. We went to more of a spread offense. You bring in a guy like Golden Tate who had his only 3,000-yard receiving seasons with the Lions because of the offense that we were running. You let Matthew Stafford spread the ball around a little more. He got more efficient. Like, I liked what they did after Calvin Johnson left with him, and Caldwell believes that he is a good leader in the locker room.
And you know, one thing that I want to point out with Caldwell and Stafford is that once Caldwell got with Stafford's interceptions went down. There's 3 seasons before Caldwell came to Detroit, Stafford threw 16, 17, and 19 interceptions. He was rising. Once they got together and Caldwell came in town, he cut those turnovers down and went 12, 13, 10, 10. Made him like you said, so he made him a more efficient quarterback. That second season with Caldwell had the highest completion percentage of his career, 67.2. So, I mean, it's something that about that combination that, you know, it worked out, and I believe that's also why most recently Stafford came out and said that he loved Jim Caldwell, as pretty much everybody in the locker room did.
Yes, and I do. I love you, Jim Caldwell. Come back. Come back, baby.
But
no, here's a fun stat. Under Caldwell, Stafford's passer rating jumped from 83.1 in his first 5 seasons to 93.7. Notably improved to 99.1 in Caldwell's final 2.5 season after an adjustment period with new offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter.
Jim Bob.
Still the greatest coordinator name ever, Jim Bob Cooter. And what I love about Jim Bob Cooter is his actual name is James Roberts, and he chose to go by Jim Bob. Like, he made that life decision.
I just love the fact that you say Jim Bob Cooter's name like me and my cousin say Jim Bob Cooter's name all the time.
Is there any other way to say Jim Bob Cooter?
Hey, I just making sure.
No, there's no other way. And like I said, that was a life choice for Jim Bob Cooter. He didn't want to be known as James Robert. He wanted Jim Bob. And God bless him, man.
James Robert. That just sounds so different, too.
But we're going back through Matthew Stafford under head coaches, 29-51 under Jim Schwartz. He was 36-28 under Jim Caldwell, 14-25 under Matt Patricia and Bevel. So obviously, you know, Jim Caldwell brought the best out of Matthew Stafford.
I mean, Jim Caldwell, as an offensive coordinator, won a Super Bowl with Joe freaking Flacco.
Yep.
I mean, and I'm not going to sit up here and put Joe Flacco and say he's in the same class of a quarterback as Matthew Stafford, but you can win if you can win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, you're pretty damn good with QBs.
Yeah, no, and I think you're a damn good coach if you can take the Lions to the playoffs 2 out of 4 seasons. Like, to me, that was like, I've never seen that in my life.
Me neither.
And granted, we didn't win those games, but we got there. And my biggest thing is you got to be in the fight to win the fight. If you're not even in the fight, you have no chance to win. And obviously, it didn't turn out the way we wanted to. But while I was researching some Jim Caldwell stuff, because Adam and I always go back and forth about Jim Caldwell. I think he's the greatest Lions coach of all time. It's up for debate, but to me, numbers are what the numbers are. And in 2016 and 17, Pro Football Focus had the Lions winning 5 games and 6 games. You know how many they won in those years? Both years went 9-7. So they were predicted to win 5, they won 9. They were predicted to win 6, they won 9. And to me, that's all attributed to a coach taking less weapons and turning them into a winning football team. And I loved this kind of quote in the article. It was like, when you have a guy like this that's taking crappy players and making them relevant into a playoff team, you don't get rid of the coach, you give him more weapons.
Well, I'll say this. When the Lions fired Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, I went and looked at all of some of the former Lions players' stuff. Just went through their profiles and everything like that, just on Instagram, just seeing different comments they put. And one thing I saw was universal. First off, they all did not like Matt Patricia. I think that's evident. But one thing I saw was that the love they had for Jim Caldwell, some of those players saying, to this day, I would still run through a wall for him. He taught us more than about the game of football. He taught us how to be men. And it's like, damn, y'all got rid of that? And I'll say this. They messed it up. Sheila Ford is turning around, and she brought back somebody in who I believe is going to be that next leader of men in Dan Campbell.
Yep.
So bravo to that. You're righting a wrong, but man, just reminisce about what could have been.
I know, and I gotta stop doing that
Yeah,
because
you
it's
have
over.
to do.
You
Right.
fall into the rabbit hole.
It's literally over. It's not
over.
gonna happen. It's like me still crying about Rashid leaving Robert Ory in 2005.
Wait,
That still
we
hurts
can't.
my heart, man.
That is, we cannot talk about that. That is, I've had many emotional moments as a sports fan. That is number one on my list of just like lowest moments of a fan, because I knew that the Pistons were not going to go to San Antonio and win 2. I knew they were going to win 1.
They got Game 6. Yep.
I just knew it was over. That's why I had a long night crying.
Yeah, so those are the things I'm trying to get over as a hurt Detroit Lions fan, as a hurt Pistons fan. But those are the things that stick with you, and I think for the rest of our lives, we're always going to wonder, what if with Caldwell? Just what if?
But you can't, though.
You can.
You really can't, because if you live in that mindset that you're not going to move forward, you're not going to give Campbell the opportunity, you're not going to give our teams moving forward the opportunity. Yes, he, on statistics, is the greatest coach that we've had. But is that really what you want to remember?
I
Is
think
just the greatest coach we've
I think
had?
we're going to get over it. What's going to happen is that the next coach, or whoever the coach is at the time, once they get us over that hump and win that elusive playoff game, then everybody's going to move on from it.
Oh, my God. History will be forgotten if we win a playoff game. Like, none of it will matter. It will be like the Red Sox, like when they finally won their World Series. Nobody even talks about the 100 years that they didn't win shit anymore. And same thing with the Cubs,
Yep.
Like the Cubs, they went over 100 years without winning a World Series. Then they got one, and nobody talks about the Cub curse anymore. Nobody talks about Bartman. Nobody talks about the GOATs. Nobody talks about burning records on the field. Like, it
You know
just
what's messed
all
up,
goes
though?
away with winning.
What's messed up, though, is we're just asking for a playoff win.
Right.
You're talking about the Cubs winning the World Series, so it's a little bit different here, but that's all we're asking for.
Hey, you got to crawl before you walk. We need that win.
We do need that win. I loved your article, Corey, and every time I get to dive a little deeper into Caldwell here and like finding fun stats about, I didn't know Pro Football Focus in 2016 had us winning 5 games, but we won 9. Like, to me, that's interesting stuff because it helps my argument.
Yeah.
That's why I really like it, so I can throw it right back at people's face and be like, no, he outcoached his team every single year. Yeah.
I believe they definitely overachieved in some aspects with Caldwell. I honestly would love to have wondered what the offense would have looked like if he would have had a DeAndre Swift or a Kerryon Johnson when he first came out. So unfortunately he didn't get that. But like I said, the new regime is in. I love what the kind of staff that Dan Campbell put together, and all will be forgotten and forgiven once Dan Campbell gets the Lions over that hump and gets that elusive playoff win. It's just until it happens, it's just reality. You got to live in reality. Some fans are going to wonder what if until that playoff win happens.
Yep. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to get that playoff win. Michigan Canicast is in the chat right now. And yes, I am wearing my MI Canicast shirt. It's Wednesday, right? So every Wednesday at 4:20, they drop a new podcast. So that's coming out today on the Woodward Sports Network. So got to represent the crew, man. Shout out to Canna Dave and Groovy. Love you guys. And make sure you listen to the podcast today when it comes out at 4:20. And speaking of 4:20, Levels. It's a new dispensary that is coming to Ferndale, and we've been talking about it now for a couple of weeks. Their Instagram is awesome. They post some really cool pictures on there. Like for Valentine's Day, it was a box of chocolates, but it was all replaced with buds. And that's what I want for Valentine's Day. And if you want that for next Valentine's Day, because Levels is going to be here a long time, they're opening up in Ferndale, 9 Mile in Hilton. That is coming soon. We'll keep you up to date. But in the meantime, get to know Levels, do some research on them, follow them on Instagram at Enjoy Levels, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you too, because we want these guys to know that they're our friends, they're our partners, and it's a local business, and we're ready to roll with Levels.
I was driving and I saw the billboard too. It said Levels coming soon.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So Levels, looking forward to that. Art, let's take a 15-second break. If you're listening on the app right now, you're just going to get some on hold music. You're not going to hear the commercials, so just bear with us. We'll be right back in 15 seconds on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. We got Corey and Joey here. Thank you to everybody checking us out on social media today, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And thank you to everybody who already downloaded the new WSN Live app. And that's how you got to search it on the App Store, WSN Live with an exclamation point. And you can download the app now and take Woodward Sports with you anywhere you go. We had a bunch of people saying they already downloaded it, so thank you guys very much. Hook us up with that 5-star review so that Apple knows we're legit and we're here to stay. Right, guys?
Oh, I'm loving it already. I'm definitely gonna use that for Baligian and Bell later on today.
Nice. Did you guys see this University of Michigan track comeback?
You were talking about it before the show. I want to see this. Happened over the weekend?
Yeah, it happened over the weekend. So one thing, like when you're watching baseball, football, basketball, and a team's down and you see the comeback, that's okay, right? Like we've seen points disappear and stuff like that. But in track, you literally see the comeback in real time. Like you see them gaining, you see them lapping and stuff like this. And let's watch this. Art, you have the video ready to go? Watch how far behind she is and comes back and wins this race for University of Michigan. Go ahead, Art.
Adham with the baton for Michigan. We'll keep an eye on her. Facility record holder in the 600 in her very first race here at Michigan. She was going after it. Michigan now in the second. 25:03 Zion Holman's opening 200. Indiana, Michigan, Ohio State. Indiana, Michigan, Ohio State. Zion Holman from Norway. And Michigan is going to win the women's 4x4.
You know what that looked like? That looked like Joey trying to race Joik.
Oh, that's low. That's low.
Which one was Joik?
The one whooping ass. That was the one that was Joik. But you see that girl, and she literally, like, that's what I was saying. That's what I love about track is you see the catch-up in real time. Like, over a basketball game, it's slowly shaving away points. This, you see, oh, that girl's there. She's there. Oh, wait, now she's already past her. And track and field, when you see those massive comebacks, I just thoroughly enjoy them. And
it's like
when
you don't
for
see
University of Michigan, even better.
You don't see them as much, you know, because like you talk about like the whole baseball, basketball, football. You see these comebacks happen, but that comeback right there, like the girl that was in first place kept looking back and like she saw her. She felt her coming up right behind her ass.
And that goes back to one of my favorite quotes. Winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. And like she kept turning around, looking back, and not saying she would have won the race, but if she would have just focused on winning, you probably would have a better chance.
Got psyched out when she felt the heart coming up on her.
She heard footsteps, baby. So that led me to the question, in sports, what is your guys' favorite comeback of all time?
Oh, man, come on. You already know my favorite comeback of all time.
What is it?
The Falcons and the Patriots Super Bowl. Tom freaking Brady. Pulling off one of those great-ass. I still watch that, go back and watch that game, and I'm still looking at it like, how the hell did they come back?
That is one of the greatest comebacks of all time, and I think we all agree at halftime of that game, everybody checked out, and then by like the mid-fourth quarter, you were like, what is going on here?
Now, I got one more, and it's not in a game, it's over a series. Hate to say it. The Cavaliers coming back 3-1 against the Warriors. Because here's why I say it. It was 3-1. And even though with Draymond getting suspended and Bogut going down, I still thought that, all right, the Warriors can still close out Game 5 or close out in Game 6 regardless. But then after game 4, you know, they were down 3-1. LeBron was like real, like he was at the press conference and he was just kind of like, nah, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody brought up that quote that Klay Thompson said about when Draymond called him a bitch. And he's like, Klay Thompson said, I guess he got his feelings hurt. And then LeBron, they said, they asked LeBron, like, what did he think about Klay's thoughts? And he said, wait, what did Klay say? And he said, Klay said, I guess he got his feelings hurt. And then LeBron goes, it's so hard to be diplomatic, but I'm going to take the high road again. And from then, I'm like, oh, shit. I told my boy, I'm like, yep, Cavaliers about to come back 3-1 because he's pissed.
Yeah.
And he showed it.
Well, I mean, I'll give LeBron some credit, but Kyrie won that series for the Cavs. It wasn't LeBron. It was Kyrie.
Kyrie hit the shot.
He hit the shot. He run the game. Like, that was Kyrie's win.
Kyrie helped.
Kyrie helped, but as we've seen lately, Kyrie is a different Kyrie without LeBron James. Let's give Kyrie his credit. To me, Kyrie is one of the most skilled offensive players I've ever seen because I don't care what anybody says. If you watch basketball, you will know that nobody has handles like him. Even Isaiah Thomas said it. Like, his handles are way better than mine ever were. But to that point, Kyrie isn't Kyrie without LeBron.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
It showed yesterday. It showed yesterday. No Kyrie or KD. James Harden still balled out for the Nets. But obviously, you're talking about playoffs and comebacks. This is a little bit of a different situation.
And James Harden's gonna James Harden. Like, James Harden's putting up 38 no matter who his point guard is.
LeBron's gonna LeBron.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna find out what LeBron got without AD now too. So, you know, LeBron didn't win anything in LA before AD got there. In fact, did they make the playoffs before AD got there? No, I don't think they did.
Well, let's use some context on that. When at the time LeBron went down, the Lakers are like 4th because LeBron got injured that first season. He had the groin injury, and around the time that he got injured, they were like 4th in the West, and then when he left, they dropped out to like 9th. So that actually shows how valuable he was. LeBron goes out for like a month or so, and they go from a top 4 seed to out of the playoffs.
Listen, man, his team didn't make the playoffs. That's all I know.
I mean, they didn't. You just got to use the context that he wasn't there.
That's fine.
But listen, LeBron haters like stick. They'll just find anything to go after. So you're like probably going to come after
like statistics and facts.
Oh, LeBron he couldn't do it on his own. You're going to probably pull out this year. Well, he had Marc Gasol. If it wasn't for Marc Gasol, he couldn't have done it.
No, if LeBron, like, that's been my thing with LeBron. Like, he had to run to Dwayne Wade to win his first one. Then he had to run back to Cleveland with Kyrie to win his second. Then he had to wait for AD to get to LA to win in the third city. Like, I get it. You could travel the globe and surround yourself with great players and win everywhere. But can you do it on your own, LeBron? Can you do it without having to lean on another superstar?
He almost did, if he didn't get injured.
Almost. Well, great. Almost. I almost made it to the NBA, but here I am sitting with you, Corey. Like, almost doesn't mean shit.
Jim Caldwell almost won a football game to your him being the greatest coach.
I will say this: you outside of really the Detroit Pistons, the 04 Pistons, and even then, I kind of agree with Larry Brown when he said he believes that all of those were superstars in their own right. You can't really pick one NBA championship team where a marquee player did not win with other marquee players.
No, I get that. You need a supporting cast. I understand that. But we just anoint this guy as like, oh, LeBron shows up and he wins. It's like, no. LeBron shows up, then you add better pieces around him, then he wins. LeBron doesn't just show up and win, and we make him out.
You add pieces around anybody and they win. I mean,
not really. I mean, only one team wins the championship every year, right?
I mean,
like, if that's your argument, that Brooklyn's destined to win this year.
No, what I mean, you got to use the context. It's like none of those winning teams have won without having the right supporting cast around them. Like Tim Duncan, David Robinson didn't win until he got Tim Duncan, and Tim Duncan didn't continue to win more until he had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. And then Kawhi later on. I mean, Michael Jordan, he didn't win until Pippen started to emerge, and then
but did Jordan run to Boston to join up with Bird to get his first?
How does that matter?
Jordan didn't have that opportunity because free agency wasn't prevalent in the 80s.
Would Jordan have? Hell no.
You don't know that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Listen to any interview Jordan ever had. Listen, I didn't want to lose.
Jordan
I came here. We're gonna be a winner. Like we're gonna go through the bumps. We're gonna build a team here. He never said, I was peering over the fence, seeing what they were doing in Boston. Damn, I would have loved to be there.
You're comparing the NBA 20 years ago to the NBA now. It's totally different.
Jordan.
I didn't bring up Jordan. He did.
But
he
I'm
could
just
conveniently
saying.
say that too. Jordan could conveniently say that because there was no free agency. So yeah, I can't go to.
He can
join
conveniently say it because he fucking proved it.
Yeah, after he got,
that's why he can say it. If he didn't prove it, I would have no argument. But like this is my thing with
Jordan
LeBron.
began to prove it after the NBA changed the rules because the bad boys were whooping his ass.
And what did Jordan do when the bad boys whooped his ass? What did he do when you watched that documentary with Jordan? What did he do? That after that year that he knew he wasn't physical enough, he couldn't maintain the pressure. What did Jordan do?
He went ahead and he got bigger.
Hit the weights.
He didn't run. He didn't run. He took the challenge on. He knew he wasn't in good shape.
But
he got better.
Why is it that LeBron ran from Cleveland and he didn't exercise his right as a free agent?
He could exercise his right as a free agent. That doesn't matter to me. The fact of the matter is he left this situation because he couldn't create a winner here. He hopped on a team that already had just won a championship in 2006. Dwayne Wade already was the leader in Miami, so he didn't have the pressure of being the guy in Miami because he brought in Chris Bosh, and they already had Dwayne Wade. He wasn't the guy, so... That's just my whole point. When he was the guy, you couldn't build around him.
The Cavaliers took Anthony Bennett with the #1 pick. I think that says a lot about the team that were built around LeBron James. You give him an old Shaquille O'Neal past his prime when he's like 300 and some odd pounds. I mean, you know what? When Cleveland was not putting any pieces around him, the one thing I don't like about the whole Big Three dynamic was just like LeBron coming out and just kind of washing the league, just saying not one, not two, not three. I didn't like that. But as far as him going and joining up with Dwayne Wade, you mean to tell me that I'm a free agent, my boy's a free agent, my other guy's a free agent, and we get to go play together in South Beach, make millions to compete for titles? Who the hell would want that?
Yeah, could you honestly tell me, Stick, that if you were LeBron and you're in Cleveland, yes, it's home, you're in Cleveland, that you get this opportunity to go out to Miami, you're not going to take that opportunity?
Listen, he can take the opportunity, but the fact of the matter is he left a situation where he couldn't build a winner, right?
No.
No?
No. That's not the reason why he left.
Yes, it is.
That's not the reason why he left.
Okay.
You don't know what went on through his head. It's Miami. It's South Beach.
I get it's Miami. I get it's
Also,
South Beach.
too,
But the fact of the matter is he has always left the door open now for people like me to have this argument that he had to go hop on somebody else's train
Which he did.
to win a right, and that's
Which
my
he
whole
did.
argument. So like,
but he led them to the victory. You can't say oh,
Dwayne Wade was the
Kyrie ended
leader.
up winning him that ship.
Kyrie hit the big shot in Game 7. Kyrie
There's
was
always-
the one dominating point. Kyrie was the one forcing Steph Curry to foul out in Game 5 because he couldn't defend him. Like, I don't know, man. Kyrie, to me, was a bigger piece of that championship. Yes, LeBron's the main focus. But without Kyrie, that team doesn't go.
Without LeBron, that team would have definitely won.
I don't know, man.
Would have definitely won. No brainer. That team would have won without LeBron.
We know that LeBron couldn't win in Cleveland, and that's why he went to Miami. But let's get back on best comebacks of all time, because that's the topic that we're talking about. What's up, Art?
I was going to say I have a comeback that has nothing to do with what you guys are bitching about. UFC in 2011, Pat Barry, Czech Congo. It was a heavyweight bout, main event, UFC on Versus. It was a huge event. If you get some time today, watch the video. It's insane. First round knockout. First Pat Barry gets knocked down, then Czech Congo. It's insane. Google it.
I will Google that. Yeah, no, MMA fights. There was a great comeback this weekend, too, during the fight. Like, I thought, what was it, Petito?
Patolo.
Sorry, Patolo.
Yep.
I thought he was going to dominate that fight.
Against
And he was
Marquez.
for about 3.5 rounds, and then, boom, about 40 seconds left in the fight, submitted. I was like, damn.
That's the thing about fights is that, like, in NBA and other sports, there's usually the big point spread, and over time you see it. In MMA, it's one punch, one kick, one takedown. It's insane.
Yeah. No, that's a great comeback. So you brought up Patriots and Falcons. What about the Red Sox versus the Yankees in 2004?
Oh, man.
They came
That's
down.
historic.
Yes. They came back from a 3-0 deficit. I mean, and this goes back to what we were talking about. This is when the Red Sox, it was the curse of the Bambino. They were never going to win, and they came back and beat the mighty, mighty Yankees 3-0 to make it not only to the World Series, but to win the World Series.
I was watching that. That was insane. I still cannot believe they pulled that off because I was watching it. It's like, all right, it's the Yankees. The Red Sox have their history. They're gonna lose, and then they just kept winning game after game after game after game to like, oh, damn, they won the series. Whoa! So, yeah, that's a good one.
They're a legit team. Another one that was brought up while I was doing some research, and this is just more of like a moral thing and or like a life thing. Tiger Woods coming back against life. I mean, like Tiger Woods was here, right? And then all this drama with his wife, with him cheating, with all that stuff, his back surgeries, his pill popping days. He bottomed out. I mean, Tiger pretty much bottomed out.
I feel like he has the best comeback in sports history, like
Easy.
personal-wise. Like what he went through, all those women, all the Ambien, and hitting his truck into a tree, and then he comes back.
His wife beating his car with a golf club. Like, that was a wild story.
That's some Carrie Underwood shit.
No, that what was even funnier was right when that happened. I don't know. Do you guys fly Spirit?
Not if I can't.
Heck yeah.
I
But
do,
Spirit,
but I don't like it.
I love Spirit.
Like literally 48 hours or so, like after that story broke, Spirit had like a Tiger sail on there, and they had like a makeshift graphic of like Tiger driving a SUV, and then the screen getting smashed with a golf club. I wonder is that on there, like somebody screen grabbed that or not?
Right. Yeah, that's not a good look for Spirit.
Yeah,
But, I mean, I guess it's better than their people beating the hell out of out of patrons trying to get on the flight.
But I mean that when he is hugging his son and his kids after winning the Masters. Well, first off, when he won the Tour Championship, I'm like, okay, he finally got a PGA win. I'm like, okay, maybe next he can go ahead and get a major. And then I'm like, wait a minute, he's in contention to win the Masters again. I stopped everything I was doing and I watched it. I'm like, all right, let's at least see what's going to go down. I'm like, whoa, holy shit, he won the Masters. I don't think there are many sports moments. I'm not really the greatest Tiger fan, but just off of a feel good moment, there were not many moments that I watched in sports that just made me like. I'm glad he was able to. At least I don't know how many more he's going to win, but at least one more time we got to see that.
And you don't have to care about golf even really to see that and just be proud of the accomplishment that he made, because there's so many athletes that are the greatest and then they make mistakes and never recover from it. And this is just one of those examples that it just shows, like, no matter what, keep fighting and you're going to come back on top hopefully one day.
Yeah. So Tiger Woods, another great comeback story. And one of my favorite comebacks of all time, it's got to be Reggie Miller against Spike Lee. Like, Reggie Miller scoring 8 points in 9 seconds to upset the Knicks. I love watching that footage over and over and over. And then he's going and doing the choke to Spike Lee. Like, to me, that's one of the best comebacks of all time.
I had another basketball one.
I know what you're going to say. Yes!
Tracy McGrady, 13 points in 35 seconds.
Better than Reggie?
Not better than Reggie, but it's
up there.
Thing is, those were all threes. And he got a 4-point play on that too. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. And then he didn't make the great defensive play. You get the ball from, I think, Devin Brown turned it over, I believe his name was. Yeah, Devin Brown turned it over.
Yep.
And then you come back and you jack up that walk-off three. Come on, that's hard to do in that amount of time. But don't get it twisted. That 8 points in 9 seconds, that is still like top tier. That's like 1A. Then the Tracy McGrady's got to be like 1B.
Yeah, so those are some of my best comebacks.
We're forgetting one of the biggest ones, actually.
Which one?
Michigan State football against, I think it was Northwestern, like early 2000s, when they were down by like 40 points or so, and then they had that comeback. That was one of the biggest in football.
Okay. I don't really remember that game, but I'll take your word for it.
It was Michigan. When was that? It was early 2000s.
I love comeback stories, and when I saw that girl lapping the other girls on the track, it's like, you know what other comebacks were fun to talk about?
Heck, what about fumbling the snap?
Oh, geez. Trouble with the snap?
Trouble with the snap.
Trouble with the snap. Jalen Watts-Jackson, baby. Let's do this. We got Adham coming up next with his parlay of the day. We do that about 8:50 every morning. We're going to take a quick 15-second break. If you're listening on the app, you're just going to hear some music. Everybody else, you're going to get hit with some awesomeness. Go ahead.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. We got Joey in here, Corey, Fish, Art, and every morning Adam graces us with his beautiful presence and goes over his parlays of the day right here on WSN. And make sure if you're watching right now on Facebook, you share this and tag other people. Let them know that we're here. If you're on YouTube, drop your name in the comments and subscribe to us. Twitter, please retweet. IG, just say what's up. We'll wave back to you. And if you're listening on our brand new app that we just launched this morning, thank you so much. And it's real easy to get to. Just search WSN Live on your app store and download it. It's absolutely free. And it's awesome. So thank you, guys. And if you do download it this morning, please give us a 5-star rating so Apple can recognize us as a legitimate company.
I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
As a legitimate company.
Well, it's a new app, and they don't know who the hell's throwing up apps. So we just want them to know that, hey, we're viable. You know, like people are listening, they're engaged. And it'll push it up the app charts for us. So thank you guys who have already downloaded the app. I've seen like 10 people in the chat say they already did it. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Adam, let's make these people some money.
Yeah, we almost made some good money yesterday. Just, you know, Giannis and the Bucks keep letting us down. That's the 4th time this year we've bet on the Bucks, and they bit us in the ass.
Yeah, I did not expect them to lose 4 in a row.
Yeah, well, nobody expected the Nets to win last night, but if you listen, you made some money. But today's parlay, kind of interesting. It's actually only a 3-leg parlay. We're going to do tennis, which I know Fish is going to be super excited about. It's not often you'll watch a tennis match, and Serena Williams is the underdog. So you want to put some smart money, take it on Serena Williams. She's at plus 122. That's honestly free money. She's going against one of the best tennis players out there right now. So, you know, risky, but we're here to have fun. So we got her over Naomi Osaka. Is that how you say it, Fish?
That girl is a badass. That
She's
girl
awesome.
is a young badass for sure.
And then we're going to move into hockey. 2 hockey games. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs to avenge their horrible collapse against the Ottawa Senators. They were up 5-2, not yesterday, but the day prior's game, and they blew it. They lost the 3rd period 3-0 and ended up losing in overtime. Totally screwed over Broadwell, who had a few $100 on that
Sorry,
one.
Broadwell.
We don't have to talk about that. And then we're going to bet on the Wings game. I'm going to avoid the Pistons game today. Sorry. I hate betting on or against the Pistons. It tends to bite me in the ass.
Well, especially on a weird game like today. Like they were supposed to play Dallas, but
COVID
they ended up playing
delays.
Chicago. It's strange. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to avoid the Detroit Pistons, but we're not going to avoid the Red Wings. Red Wings lost in overtime to the Chicago Blackhawks the last time they played each other. I think they pull it off today. They're plus 115 straight on the money line. I think it's a fair bet. I've got $115 on this 3-team parlay. It pays out $605, so I'd be pretty happy with that.
Especially you look at the Blackhawks, and with that overtime win, they're not pulling off 2 back-to-backs against us.
Well,
I'm with you on that.
Chicago's in this downtrend, similar to Detroit sports fans or the Detroit Red Wings, except Detroit sports fans haven't given up on the Red Wings. Blackhawk fans seem to have given up. So it's kind of hilarious to watch from a distance.
Yeah.
You know.
Chicago's an interesting sports town, man. Like they have 2 baseball teams. The city's divided over that. They have the Bears, which the Bears suck.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. Chicago's such a. I lived in Chicago for a little bit. Weird town. I didn't like it.
Yeah, Chicago. Nobody likes Chicago.
No, their downtown is just like. I don't know. Everybody's soft in Chicago. That's what I think about Chicago. Like, they are just a fake wannabe New York.
Looks like Chicago are favorites for Carson Wentz, though.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. Carson Wentz, the talk is heating up. But, yeah, that's definitely one of the places that they're talking about him going. And I'll get into my comments on that coming up later. We're going to talk about that coming up probably around 9:15.
Awesome.
So that's your parlay of the day?
Yeah, we can go over it real quick. We're going to take Serena Williams straight up to win at plus 122. We're going to take the Toronto Maple Leafs, heavy favorites tonight. And we're going to take the Red Wings, slight underdogs against the Chicago Blackhawks tonight as well. Your risk, well, I'm risking $115. I would recommend doing that. But I'm pretty confident in this one.
Yeah, if you bet 10, you could win 60. Like
Yeah,
that's.
I think it's fair.
That's a fun bet. I put $5 on last night.
Yeah, plus your total odds are plus 598, so it's an easy win.
Yeah, no, great. And it's brought to you by MyBookie. If you guys want to sign up, go to mybookie.com right now. Enter promo code Woodward so you get some free cash back. Like you put in $500, they'll give you $250 free. You put in $1,000, they'll give you $500 free. All you gotta do, make sure you enter promo code Woodward, and then takes Adam's advice on the parlays, and it's only a 3-team parlay or three
leg.
three leg
it's a
parlay.
3-leg,
You know, tennis is not a team,
Yeah.
but either way, it's a pretty doable parlay tonight, man.
I think Fish is excited. He keeps looking at me for the tennis option.
He loves the tennis, man. He loves the tennis. So thank you, Adham. He comes on every morning at 8:50 and does his parlay of the day right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you, Adham.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite comebacks or anything while we were talking about? Were you over there thinking about anything?
Ooh, did you guys bring up Tracy McGrady?
Yeah. Corey did.
Okay. I mean, that's probably one of the most relevant ones that comes to my head.
Okay.
LeBron putting up, 27 straight points or 24 straight
Against
points
the
on
Pistons?
us?
Oh,
that one
God,
hurts.
why'd you bring that
up?
up?
Well, you guys want to bring it up. It fucking hurts. That's why.
I was at that game, man, and that was like you knew it was over for the Pistons.
Opening day, though, for the Tigers, I believe in 2014, we were down like 11-2 against the Boston Red Sox. We ended up winning like 14-13 that game.
No? Okay.
That's one that sticks in my head. I was at that game. So
God, why did you bring up that LeBron game, man? Like I literally was at that game, and his mom was
you
like,
guys didn't bring up anything Detroit. I know it hurts, but that's the truth.
Well, we haven't had any really great comebacks, man.
It's our fault, no.
You know, we could talk about Stafford against the Browns,
Please
which we always seem to bring up.
That's what's sad is look how far back we got to go.
We're so desperate. It's really pissing me off.
Yeah. So thank you, Adham, for coming on.
Yeah.
Art, let's take another 15-second break. If you're listening on the app right now, just bear with us for 15 seconds, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody that's sharing this on Facebook right now and everybody on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and our app, WSN Live, if you want to download it. It's almost 9 o'clock, Joey. Do you want to get into your news about 2 minutes early right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let's hit Joey's news.
It's crazy because if you are a Michigan fan, you're probably looking at your basketball team as a #1 seed in the tournament this year. But if you are a Spartan fan, you're not even going to see the Spartans in the tournament this year. And that is just sad. They crushed their dreams yesterday, losing to Purdue 75-65. That 10-point loss was the one shot that they had left at making the tournament. But they're not, guys.
It's weird, man. Like, I can't remember the last time Michigan State didn't make the tournament. Like, for real, for real. Even like the NCAA always gifts them, like an entry, a bid to the tournament just because they're Michigan State and they've earned it.
And it's like when you look at not even making it, out of all the teams that make it and all the no-name teams that you're going to see in the tournament this year, no Michigan State. And it's like game after game I'm watching and I'm like, no, I'm still going to bet on the Spartans. Lose. I'm still going to bet on the Spartans. Lose again. And it is just sad. But let's switch it over to the Michigan football program. They are beginning their spring practices on Monday. And, guys, this is crazy because normally spring practices start the 3rd week of March. Last year, obviously, with COVID, it didn't happen. But they're starting them a whole month earlier this year.
It does not look like spring outside.
No.
It does not feel like spring. I would not want to be playing football at -4 degrees.
But you have seen the Michigan's beautiful indoor practice facility.
Okay, yeah, as long as they're indoor.
So weather is definitely not going to have any control over this one. And then we look forward to some games tonight. Detroit Pistons. We're going to talk a little bit more about what happened, but it's crazy to think that the game against Dallas got postponed because of the weather in Texas.
Right. Yeah, because their wind turbines froze and stopped creating power and heat. Crazy.
So the Detroit Pistons Go ahead.
I'm going to cut Joey off. I was going to say they're not ready for that kind of snow, the little bit of snow that they get.
No, have you ever experienced that at like another state? Like, have you ever been in Atlanta when it snowed? Those people don't know what the hell to do. Like, this much snow causes wrecks, causes chaos, causes like flights being canceled. Michigan, we're looking outside right now. The snowbank's like this high, and it's like, oh yeah, got to drive to work.
Yeah, but don't forget the first snowfall we get here every year. People drive like idiots.
Yeah, but it's like the first time they ever saw snow in their life down there.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Detroit Pistons taking on the Chicago Bulls because the NBA, they tweaked the schedule a little bit, gave us a game. So we're playing Chicago teams in both sports here in Detroit.
All right.
Pistons versus the Bulls at 8. Detroit Red Wings versus the Chicago Blackhawks, 7:30 tonight. And this is a redemption game because we lost in overtime, as Adam just talked about, 3-2 on Monday. And I just wanted to give a quick little shout-out to my people over at the Yellow Eye Center because that is just the most life-changing thing you could gift yourself with. And you can call for your free evaluation right now at 1-800-398-EYES or go to yelloweyecenter.com. I know it sounds scary at first, having to do LASIK on your eyeballs, but guys, it takes only 5 minutes. The easiest thing we've ever done. Stick an eye.
Yeah.
Corey's next.
Most rewarding thing I've ever done, too, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to be next. But even though the news is already out there, this just broke because the Lions just announced that they've officially finalized the coaching staff, and they've announced Antoine Randall as the new wide receivers coach.
Oh, it wasn't finalized?
No, it wasn't finalized. It was rumors before, but now they just went. The organization went ahead and officially hired him on. So he's coming off of his Super Bowl win with the Bucs. Now he's the new Lions wide receiver coach.
The thing that's cracking me up about this is, Corey, you're so far beyond this. Like, Corey mentioned, yeah, the Lions are hiring this guy as a coach. And then, like, 2.5 weeks later, the Lions have made it official. And we're just like, wait a minute. We thought that was old news. Like, thank you, Corey, for keeping us up to date on all things Lions.
Hey, that's my job.
That's your job. So every Wednesday we do our Coney review. And we go out and, you know, just around the city. A lot of people have suggested places for us to go and places for us to be. This week, since it snowed so crazy yesterday, we didn't want to go too far from the studio. So we just went down to 8 Mile. And obviously, there's 10 million Conies on 8 Mile. The first one we came across was the 8 Mile Grill, right, Joey?
Yeah, well, I got to give a quick little shout out, too, to Zot M59 Chrysler Jeep because this Gladiator is a freaking beast in the snow. Like, I'll talk about my car, how I'm slipping every single way that I'm driving. This was a freaking beast, and it got us to 8 Mile Coney, no problem, and it was great.
So, yeah, let's get into it. Here is our Coney review of 8 Mile Grill. It's on 8 Mile just west of Livernois. Go ahead. 8 Mile Grill, here we go. Yeah, could I get 3 Conies, an order of chili cheese fries?
Just made with extra love. And they got the bulletproof, you know it's a good joint.
Gotta hit them with that Woodward Sports. All right, here it is, Chuff. You guys ready?
Pull over. Come on,
yeah,
quick.
I'm gonna pull up right over here.
Take a look at the chili fries.
All right.
Not bad chili cheese fries.
Yeah, I like that. So as always, it's on a scale from 1 to 313. Highest score so far has gone to American Coney Island in Detroit. Last week I gave Berkeley Coney a 275, and the week before that I believe M1 was around like a 250.
Gotta do a Coney cheer.
Cheer. No snap.
Snap was not there at all, though.
But the hot dog does have like a good seasoning on it. It's different.
But honestly, for a first bite, that wasn't bad. What are you thinking?
I do like the hot dog, even though it doesn't have the snap.
Yep.
Because the hot dog has got like some sort of like pepper in it or something. It's different.
And we both like the wiener snap. It seems like about pretty much the same. But this one, it just kind of chews right through it. So I'm thinking more so like a 250 on this one.
I was going to say, I think it's a little better than M1. I gave them a 250. I like a 255. Like it's not great, but it's not bad. But you taste the hot dog tastes different. It's like a good hot dog.
But it's not a chili dog. This is a hot dog with chili on top.
So yeah, this week 255 for me, 250 for you. Coney review, 8 Mile Grill right here on 8 Mile in Detroit. I think what are we? We're just west of Livernois. So we're right on 8 Mile, just west of Livernois in Detroit, eating Conies. 255, 250 for Joey. 8 Mile Grill. Review.
No matter how bad these are, you still got to finish the dog.
Yeah.
That's just disrespect to Detroit. Let us know which one we should come do next.
It was a decent coney, right, Joey?
I'll use the word decent loosely. They tried. All conies are going to be good, but that one just had a lot of things. Like the wiener snap is something that I'm always really big on. It was not there at all. It was more so a hot dog. It wasn't a Detroit coney dog.
Yeah, it was like a hot dog with chili on it, not like a snapped off wiener.
With some onion. I don't know what them onions were. Some big old onions.
You could tell they hand chopped those onions. That's kind of, a little homeschool. I don't mind that. So, yeah, if you guys got a coney spot that you love and you want us to review, like the one in Rochester Hills, that's where we're planning on going this week. But with Snowmageddon happening yesterday, it was just too far.
Yeah, Mitch is dying for us to go try out La Pumas. We'll be there.
Yeah, I keep
next
calling
week.
it Olympias, but it's La Pumas.
Olympias.
So is that what we're doing next week?
Yeah, we got to do that one. It's time to finally try it.
Okay, so if you guys got a coney that's near you, let us know. Doesn't matter, near, far. We'll drive to go to a good coney.
Near, far.
Oh, no.
You did it. You started that.
So let's talk about PacMan Jones.
Oh, Lord.
Do you guys remember PacMan Jones?
World star.
How can you forget?
I mean, he was a solid NFL cornerback, a pretty decent return man in the NFL too, but it just always seems to get into legal troubles, right? That's been kind of the story of PacMan Jones' career. Well, PacMan Jones, back at it again, getting into a bar fight. And if you watch this video, this is crazy because everybody just decides to pick up the bar stools and start throwing them at each other. Watch this.
I love that he says, I did what I needed to do. That's it.
Oh, the video's not playing right now. Damn it. So he picked up if you saw this, I guess he left the club at 1 a.m. And then when he tried to get back into the club, the bouncer told him no. So he just pushed his way through. And once that starts happening and people start pushing and jostling and getting at each other, all hell broke loose inside the club. They started picking up stools, throwing them at each other, picking up chairs. Like, it was I wish we had the video ready to rock right now because I enjoyed watching this video. I always enjoy watching melees.
I'm just trying to figure out why. PacMan has went so long without being in the news, and I guess he just said, you know what, I got to get my name in the news in this new decade, so let me just go pick up a bar stool and just crack somebody over the head with it. Let me go back and reminisce my TNA, WWF Impact days. Screw it. I need to get out there. What the hell?
It's crazy because, the lights are all on, and like you said, he's been behaving. We've been so proud of him. But honestly, I'm more proud of him now after seeing this video.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not proud of him, but I don't care about PacMan.
It's the PacMan we know.
Yeah, but honestly, when you're out at the club and you're a millionaire at 1 a.m., I mean, what do they always tell players? Nothing good happens after midnight.
Go home.
Just go home.
Go home.
Go home. So he picked a fight with a bouncer, and all hell broke loose. And we'll post that video up on social media so everybody can see it. But it was a fun video to watch. Anytime you see steel chairs flying through the air and it's not WWE, it's like, oh, wow, this thing escalated quickly.
Yeah, like on Swill, that Ron Burgundy, boy, that escalated quickly.
Exactly. The brick stabbed a guy with a trident. I saw that. So, yeah, once we get that video, we'll post it up for you guys. Let's get into that Carson Wentz talk that we were talking about earlier. So Carson Wentz is the quarterback right now for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts was drafted last year and probably taking over that starting spot coming up this season. So the Eagles are shopping him around. And one of the main places you see Carson Wentz going is Chicago. What I find hilarious about that, and I've mentioned it before, is they're getting rid of Nick Foles, right? Who filled in for Carson Wentz and took that team to a Super Bowl. And then once Carson Wentz got healthy, he couldn't get them back there, correct?
Correct.
So the guy that got him to the Super Bowl, they didn't want. They want the guy that couldn't get him to the Super Bowl now in Chicago. Does that make sense to anybody?
I'm not trying to be silent. You ever remember the Nick Young meme where he looks at the camera and then it's all the question marks?
Yes.
That's me right now. What the hell are they doing in Chicago? And I understand you want to upgrade over Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, who wouldn't? But Carson Wentz ain't it. That's not the answer.
Right.
And I don't. Maybe they know something that none of us know, but I don't think that solves their quarterback situation anytime soon. There has been nothing that Carson Wentz has done that has shown me that he is that guy. But you never know. Maybe a change of scenery might do something for him. I don't think it will. But like you said, the situation is ironic because this guy had the same team as Nick Foles, couldn't get it done. He goes down. Nick Foles not only leads the Eagles to a Super Bowl and performs well in that playoffs, he wins the damn Super Bowl MVP.
Yep. And now you're bringing in the guy that he couldn't get it done. So where does that leave the NFC North quarterbacks? And that's really where I wanted to go with this question, because we can admit that Aaron Rodgers is the top of the NFC North, right?
Without a doubt.
So that leaves the 3 other teams to debate how those quarterbacks fall in ranking. And I would believe that Matthew Stafford was consistently the number 2 quarterback in the NFC North.
Mm-hmm.
Do we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that we have Jared Goff, I still believe that the Lions have the second best quarterback in the NFC North.
Yeah, and this time it's fact just going off a resume. Simply put, Jared Goff has led his team to a Super Bowl, which means he has an NFC championship under his belt. None of those other guys do. So by default, he's that guy. He's right. He's the second best. That doesn't mean that the Lions are the second best team, but they have the second best quarterback in the division.
I mean, we haven't seen him play with our team yet, so that's a fact right there.
Yeah, well, that's how I wanted to rank them, because if we're going Aaron Rodgers number 1, and we could say Jared Goff is number 2 already, just with what's on his resume, and like you said, where he's taken his past team. He won a playoff game literally this year with a thumb that didn't even work. He had surgery on it like the week and played the week after. So to me, he's already proven he's a tough guy. He's already proven that he can get a team to a Super Bowl. He's already proven that he can win playoff games. So I'm going to put him at number 2 in my rankings. Now's where it gets interesting. If the Bears land Carson Wentz, do you put Wentz above or below Kirk Cousins?
Ooh,
right now I would say below.
Yeah, I gotta be fair to I gotta be fair to Kirk Cousins, even though I don't want to, because I am not a Kirk Cousins fan. But I gotta put him above Wentz. I have to. Talent wise, I'm still gonna probably lean with Wentz, but just off of performance so far, I would have to go Kirk Cousins. I mean, granted, he is not probably a better skilled quarterback, but he's done more so far.
So you're going Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz.
Yes.
Okay, Joey, is that kind of how you're playing this out?
Yeah, and then I'm looking at the stats too. On top of that, it's like Kirk Cousins had 35 touchdowns last season.
Yeah.
So it's like he really did not do horrible.
No, Kirk Cousins isn't a horrible quarterback, but he's not a good quarterback by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
Like I said, I like to go back to this reference of The Dark Knight when the Joker broke the Pule Cue and told them the guys to fight over it. Those two were fighting over the 3 and 4 spot of the ranking of those QBs, because it's like you can really make an argument for either one to be 3rd or 4th.
But isn't that crazy that the Bears are willing to trade for potentially the worst quarterback in the NFC North? Like, that's where I'm going with this,
cool
guys.
with
And
that.
I'm glad we all agreed with it, because we all led to the same place, that the Bears are thinking they're getting an upgrade by having the worst quarterback in the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, then Carson Wentz is what we all agreed upon, and I'm pretty sure everybody else can agree upon that. So to me, Bears, make the move. Spend the money. Waste your time. Bring in this guy that isn't going to deliver a damn thing to you, because as a Lions fan, I am absolutely loving it.
I'm loving it too. Like McDonald's, I'm definitely loving this.
On top of that, too, you look at their star receivers like Allen Robinson, for example. There hasn't been any contract talk since September, I read.
Right.
So get rid of him. Maybe come to Detroit. Why not?
I would love Allen Robinson here.
But they're going to have no weapons on top of a bad quarterback. And, I mean, being a Detroit Lions fan and saying this, cool. Bring a horrible quarterback to the team.
That's what's so crazy about it. It's like, ooh, no, they're getting Carson Wentz. How would you feel if the Bears got Jared Goff? How would you view Goff on that team, I guess?
Oh.
You know what? I think it's really just the Bears as an organization. I don't think they're ever going to get that quarterback situation right. So I think any quarterback, unless you're just top Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes guys, or they're not going to go there unless they get one of those tier quarterbacks. I think they're kind of like stuck.
Yeah. I don't know though. If the Bears got Jared Goff, I would still move Goff up the list as probably the second quarterback. Honestly, I don't know who the Lions would have.
Yeah.
In place of Stafford if they didn't get Goff, but I would still. To me, Goff is a better pickup than Wentz would be.
Yeah, I mean, I would have Goff if let's just say the Bears had Goff. I would have Goff above where Kirk Cousins is at. So
right.
he would be lower. So Goff wouldn't be the lowest QB in the
You know who we would have? Your boy Chase Daniel, baby.
Oh, Chase, yes, $4 million a year for a backup that we don't play when we need a backup. My favorite business plan ever. So, yeah, as we look at the NFC North, the Lions are sitting okay right now with quarterback position. And, Carson Wentz coming into the town and coming into the division, being the 4th-ranked quarterback. Go for it, Bears. Keep up the good work. Keep sucking.
Man, that's a steal.
Yeah.
I'm jealous you guys got him.
Oh, no, don't get Carson
Don't do
Wentz,
that.
please.
I'm
Anybody but
scared.
Carson Wentz. So we wanted to rank those guys and go through that. Let's do this, Art. Let's take a quick 15-second break. We'll be right back, and we're going to kind of talk about Joey's midlife crisis coming up.
Midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis next.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. We got to thank everybody that's listening on our brand new app right now. Looks like we already got like 20 or so downloads, which is pretty cool for us just mentioning it a couple times on the morning show. If you guys are watching right now and you want to download the app, it's real easy. Go to your app store on your iPhone and just search WSN Live with an exclamation point. You can download it. It's free. It's real easy. It's the first evolution of our app. Eventually, this is going to have all the videos on it. We'll have like a group chat for you guys. We'll have all types of stuff. But for right now, we just want to get you something so you can take us with you anywhere that you go. So thank you to everybody who's already downloaded it. And thank you to everybody who supported us all through this and who, watches us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and, of course, Twitter. Thank you guys for sharing this on Facebook and just being a part of the Woodward Sports family. And when it comes to family, you kind of got to worry about people in your family sometimes.
You do.
And Joey is kind of going through like a midlife crisis. How old are you, Joey? 26?
27.
Oh, you're 27.
See? So I'm actually above the midlife crisis.
Yeah. Is that why you're going through this? What's making you feel that you're going through your midlife crisis? Your midlife?
It's just, obviously throughout this whole pandemic, I've been really bored. And a lot of people are kind of reconsidering a lot of things in their life. They're making purchases that they shouldn't be doing. But I personally think that this is a purchase that I should be doing. And it's a purchase that I made of a remote control car that goes 30 miles per hour.
That's awesome.
Wait, really? You're not going to rip on me?
I mean, I'll rip on you but that's awesome, man.
Dude, so like...
But why did you get it? Just to make yourself feel younger? Because that's what midlife crises are.
Right.
Like, you're going to go out, you're going to buy your Corvette so you feel like you're back in high school and hot shit. Is that why you bought your remote control car, so you could just feel young again?
It's one of those things that I don't want to let go of my childhood. And some ad popped up for a remote control car, and I'm looking, and I was like, man, this is badass. And then I start searching because I got nothing better to do in my life. I'm so busy that I start searching different remote control cars, and then I come across this, like, all-terrain, can drive through snow, goes 30 miles per hour, and I see this hype trailer video, and I'm like, I wanted to play this, but it had music in it, and this looks freaking badass. Badass. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday. It didn't because of the snow, and I'm so pissed. But this is what my life has come to.
Just playing with toy cars? I love that. I can just see you as an old man out in your driveway ripping around with your little remote control car. Corey, if you had to buy something to make you feel young again, what would you buy?
You know what? I'm going to buy it actually for my 35th birthday this year. I'm buying it.
What?
I'm buying my first WWF championship belt. And I'm talking about the real one.
Oh, man.
How much is an authentic WWF or WWE belt?
Okay, so they have different tiers. The one that I'm getting is going to be like $600, but the actual one, like the actual replica is like $1,500.
$600 for a fake belt, bro?
Hey, you know my friend. Remember when we did the show with Eric Bischoff?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my friend Coley came in with the world title.
Yep.
He has every one.
Damn, that's worth a
So
lot.
he collects, like, does he have them displayed in his house?
He sure does, and he has them all signed by different wrestlers: CM Punk, Ric Flair, pretty much anybody you can think of. When we get off air, I'm gonna show you his collection. He literally has every belt hanging up you can think of.
What do chicks say when they come over to his house? Like, because I'm just trying to imagine a girl comes over and it's just WWE belts all over the place.
Hey, girl, put this belt on real quick.
I feel like it's like 40-year-old virgin when he's keeping all the action figures in boxes and stuff. But what do chicks say when they, like, does he pull chicks?
I mean, well, he has 2 daughters, so he's pulling something.
Okay, yeah, so
he's getting some ass.
Yeah, he's at least had sex twice.
Unless they're twins.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, I'm just going to show you real quick.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
Send that to Art real quick so he can throw that up for everybody to see. That is wild, man.
Honestly, though, I don't think we can approve this purchase for you, Corey, unless you wear this belt everywhere you go. Just have it right over the shoulder.
Oh, no, I plan to be like, you remember Pastor Troy? He used to walk around with the big WCW big gold belt. I'm about to be the new age Pastor Troy. I'm walking around here. It's going to be another Woodward Sports commercial with me body slamming Art through a window or something
There
like
we
that.
go. Why is it always Art?
I mean, Art is not to pick on Art, but it's just like Art is like the perfect character. He's universal for anything. He can be the asshole. He can be the wimp.
The asshole.
He can be the good guy in the back. Art is universal.
Yeah, we love Art around here. That's funny. People are in the comment right now. Quote, power slam me on your bed. That's what the chicks say when they come in. Panties immediately drop to the floor is what Brandon's saying. My buddy bought a Lego version Millennium Falcon for $800, Kenny Burke says.
Damn.
Like, how much was your remote control car, Joey?
It was a little bit more than I wanted to spend.
Okay.
$160.
Oh, okay. That's not awful.
That's a lot for a remote control car.
No, dude. Some of them are like, you could spend thousands on remote control cars.
Really?
Yeah, people take that stuff seriously.
You should have seen my girl's reaction when I told her that I got this.
Yeah, what did your fiance say?
We're kind of in the middle of having to get a house and having to plan a wedding, so I should be probably saving some money right now. But priorities. Tell me that this 27-year-old doesn't have his priorities straight.
That's awesome. So I have a cottage on the west side of the state. It's a small little cottage on a lake, and there's a guy that lives across the lake, and he has a remote control boat.
Oh.
And he whips that thing so hard on the lake, and because I live on the cove part of the lake, it's very flat. It's awesome to watch it go. Pew, 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 pew.
How bad? Have you looked? Have you done research to find one?
I have, and they're like $350.
Damn.
And you know me. I'm cheap as hell. I'm never spending any money I don't need to spend. What's up, Art?
We have a picture of the belts right now that we're throwing up.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
Corey's boy. Look at this, man.
That's
Honestly,
the definition of a midlife crisis.
That's kind of sweet. You know,
no wonder chicks just walk in and take their pants off.
Now, I will say this, though. He also does have, I think he has UFC belts as well, too, because he watches UFC as well. So he has those belts as well.
Good God. How long has he been collecting those belts?
I have no idea, but he has all the belts. He has all the wrestlers' jackets. He has, like, Chalk, I don't know if people are familiar with Chalkline Official, but they shout him out all the time. So, yeah, he has everything.
That is amazing. I mean, anybody who's dedicated to something, that's pretty crazy.
I love how he posted up in that picture too. Like, what up, girl? Check out my collection.
Yeah, it's like a centerfold that just like it's gonna be in some wrestling magazine. Art, have you bought anything crazy for like a midlife or quarter life crisis?
No, I've got too many kids. I do dream, though. My dream is to get a Harley Davidson. It's been my dream for forever. I know it will never happen.
Why? Why do you think that'll never happen?
I don't have that kind of money. They're expensive, and But yeah, that's my dream. I would love to have a Harley. Like a Softail, though. Not like a Fat Boy or anything like that with the big side bags. I can't handle that. I need something I can...
I could see you with the hog, like your arms way up here while you're driving down 75.
Yeah, I would love to.
Is that what you want? Like the chopper like that, or you just want a normal bike?
No, just like a regular, like a Softail. A Softail, just something small that I could actually ride on. Have you seen those little Honda, like, Grom? I think they're called Groms. They're like little tiny mini crotch rockets.
Yeah.
I'd like one of those, but that's like if I had to settle. If I was going big, it would be a Harley.
All right, yeah. I don't know what I would buy for.
Yeah, what would yours be?
I have no idea, man. Like I was thinking about this last night too, because like I said, I'm cheap. I don't like spending money, period. Especially on things that are luxurious and like you see my shoes. Everybody clowns on me because of my shoes. Everybody clowns on me because remember my old Durango that I drove to 300,000 miles.
What was it? A 2004?
2002.
Yep,
yeah,
the 02 blue Durango, baby.
I mean, I just upgraded my iPhone 6 for the first time in what? 6-7 years, however long it's been. So I don't know what I would buy to make myself feel younger again. The one thing that I do have on my goals, on like my bucket list that I want before I die, is a 1965 Mustang.
A 65.
A 1965
Let me see which
Mustang.
one that one is.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's my favorite. And
oh yeah.
The reason I fell in love with this car is because when I was first getting my license, there was a guy in our neighborhood that had just redone one, and he had one for sale for like $5,000. And my parents, they wanted me to get a new car, and I wanted that car more than anything. But it wasn't like in pristine condition. It was rebuilt. It could just drive. And my parents were like, "Listen, if you buy that car, you're not gonna be able to drive it in winter. Like, it's not gonna be very practical. It's not very safe. It was born, it's a 65 that's been rebuilt, and so like." I got a great, Cherokee. I leased a Cherokee for my first car. Not a Grand Cherokee, just a Cherokee. And looking back on it, I still regret not buying that car. So it's like a regret that I have from, almost 25 years ago that I really want to make this dream come true.
It can't be a regret because you obviously got to have funds to be able to afford a vehicle for the winter as well. So
yeah, and that
you can't drive that 65 Mustang year round.
I know, but it was so badass. It was blue with the white racing stripes down the middle. Nick's saying get a 64.5. I like the 64.5, but the 65 is the first one that comes in a convertible, so I also like the convertible look on it. But
that would be a midlife crisis for sure.
Yeah, but you could still get them for like 5 Gs, 10 Gs. Like,
oh, wow. I just looked one up. It was 40 Gs, so it's probably a newer one.
It's a nice one. Yeah. Like, you know me, I don't need the nicest. It can have a little rust on it. It can be a little janky, and I'll still be cool with it. But that's something that it's on my goal list. If I had to make a list of goals and something that I would buy for my midlife crisis, 1965 Mustang to make me feel like I was 15 again.
And I'm trying to think, I don't know what else you could do for your midlife crisis. That's pretty much the only one.
Yeah, that's what a lot of guys do. They buy cars or like big TVs or boats. A lot of people buy boats. And boats are expensive as hell.
Hell yeah.
Even jet skis are expensive as hell. So, yeah, just kind of wanted to go over what your midlife crisis. So after this, Joey, what's the next step for you? Are you going to have like a fleet of remote control cars like Corey's boy?
See, I'm not like that, though. I never get addicted to like hobbies or anything like that. I like something. It'll be a short-lived entertainment thing. But like this one remote control car, I even bought the 3-year warranty on this bad boy, so I know I'm going to be riding this bad boy. Got to.
I can't wait to see you out in your driveway, just old man status in your underwear, just like, meh.
Dude, it goes through the snow, so that's why I wanted it yesterday, so I could go through the snow.
I mean, I ain't gonna front. It's not really much stuff that can just kind of like just kill time and you can just do whatever than play with a remote control car. I had a couple of them. I wish I would have taken better care of them because my dad, I'll say this, he got me some nice ones when I was younger. Like he spoiled me with toys, so I really wish I kept those up. But
like you had the off-road boy or no?
I don't know if I had an off-road one, but they were like real quality. Like it could go through snow, it could go through a few things. I didn't really push it to the limit as much as I probably should have, though.
You know what? Thinking another thing that would like remind me of my childhood and bring me back, and it's kind of picked up over the last couple years, trading cards. Like get back into trading cards and buy like a Jordan rookie and stuff like that. Because I have some great ones.
See, but knowing you do that on an investment purpose.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's why you buy them, baby.
I'm glad you said Jordan because today is the GOAT's birthday.
Hey!
What's he, 60? How old is he?
Tom Brady?
58.
Oh,
58.
I didn't know it was Tom Brady's birthday today. No, dude, Jordan, happy birthday, Jordan. I still hate you, but I respect your game.
Yeah, he's a curse word in my dad's house. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, the fact that the Pistons are wearing Jumpman jerseys just breaks my heart sometimes when I look on the court and I see Jordan on our jerseys after how much we hated that guy in Detroit.
I real talk thought that should the Pistons should have been the one exception who could have like opted out of this somehow. Like, that is just like blasphemy.
Yes, 1,000,000%. Like, when I saw the meme earlier in the year, I thought it was a joke. I was like, oh, that would be funny if we had the Jordan logo. Like,
no, it's happening.
Then they come out on the court, and I'm like, God, not only did this guy screw us in the 80s, screwed us in the 90s, now he's screwing us in the 2000s.
And you know what's crazy? I do want to go. I know your philosophy on buying players' jerseys that have the name on the back, and I do. Well, there are a couple of Pistons jerseys who I want to get. I just can't get the Pistons jersey with the Jumpman logo on it. No.
Yeah, and my philosophy on jerseys, and it's not like I think poorly upon anybody that does wear it. I just think I'm a little too old to put another grown man's name on my back. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm past the jersey stage of my life.
There's no age limit to that. Come on.
But when I was in the jersey stage, I went hard as hell. Like, hard as hell. I used to have a McNeese State Joe Dumars jersey. Like, that's how deep I went with my jersey. I had a Hemo Farm Darko jersey back in the day.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I had the Vince Carter UNC jersey and the Grant Hill Duke one. I got that one. It was crazy. I got the Grant Hill Duke one at Duke.
Ooh, I had the Jordan North Carolina one, the baby blue.
Yeah,
I had that one in junior high. I had Shaquille O'Neal when he played for the Magic with the pinstripes. I had that one. Charles Barkley. Like, I'm telling you, I wore the hell out of jerseys for a while. And then in 2004, when the Pistons were dope, I had every Ben Wallace jersey that they ever made. Like the throwback 70s one with the lightning bolt, the alternate red ones that they came out with. I searched for his Virginia Union jersey everywhere and couldn't find it. And then Ben Wallace broke my heart, went to Chicago for some more change, and I had all these jerseys that meant absolutely nothing to me.
I'm so sad, like, thinking back to this. What was the first jersey you ever got? Because I'm embarrassed by mine.
First jersey, let me think about that, but what was yours?
My mom took me to TJ Maxx, and the only jersey that they had on the shelves, on the little hangers over there, Mike Bibby, Arizona jersey.
That's not a bad jersey.
I mean, it's not bad, but like for your first jersey.
Do you remember your first jersey, Corey?
Ooh, you know what? I do. I hate the team, but I love the player. It was a Deion Sanders Cowboys jersey.
That's
pretty slick, though.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty slick, though. Deion was no joke back in the day. I can't remember what my first jersey was. I just remember my parents were dressing me in sports apparel like since I was 0.
That's
like,
awesome.
I got pictures of me in I actually have pictures of me in an old Alan Trammell jersey from when I was like 4 years old.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's the old like gray one with Detroit across the front in orange and with the stripes on the sleeve here, like the t-shirt pullover jerseys that they used to have in the 80s. I think that's the first jersey I ever wore.
Now, what was your favorite jersey?
That McNeese State Dumars jersey. Like, dude, every time I wore that jersey, people were like, where the hell did you find that? Because it was a weird jersey, too. You know how most names are up here? The Cowboys name was on the bottom. So it was the number and the Cowboys, and then it said Dumars on the back. It was a yellow jersey with blue, so a lot of people thought it was Chris Webber Michigan jersey because he wore number 4 at McNeese State. But for real, that was my favorite jersey, and I also had a Tayshaun Prince Kentucky jersey.
Yeah, I had my favorite one was ironically it was a T-Mac Magic jersey, but it wasn't their original Magic jerseys. They had it in the old school style, like the one would look like the Penny Hardaway style. So I had that one. Then my second jersey, I'm just gonna be upfront. I bought this jersey just to be an ass and troll people. My 49ers Colin Kaepernick Super Bowl jersey, because I was at Game Day Detroit. And I was looking for a jersey to grab, and I'm like, oh, damn, they got a Cap jersey? And I'm like, hey, can you hold this for me for a second? And the guy was like, oh, man, nobody's touched that thing at all. So I'm like, bet. Went to the ATM, came back, grabbed it, and I'm just going to be upfront. The looks I get wearing that jersey, it just cracks me up every single time.
I mean, you got me when you wore it in. I was like, you wearing a Kaepernick jersey? Like, what?
Super Bowl Friday. Remember that?
Hey, and you know he's a part of the greatest fraternity in the world, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
You get your free pass on that now.
Okay, now I understand it.
Oh,
now I get it.
I like him, but hey, Cap's a part of the frat, so I had to, I had to represent him.
I respect that. You got to support your brothers, but damn. We got a bunch of people in the chat right now. JJ Redick Duke jersey was Nick Hafner's.
Low key, that's kind of sweet.
Hefner, sorry, Nick. Mine was a Darren McCarty jersey. Justin Spiro said that.
That's awesome.
Brett Favre, that's another one. Chris B, Steve Young Niners jersey. That's a classic.
Now, there's one jersey that you know what? That's ironic somebody said Red Wings jersey because there's one Red Wings jersey that I always wanted, and I don't know how I'm going to get it. I always wanted the Sergei Fedorov jersey.
Oh, you can still get those.
Okay, I got to figure out where.
I love hockey, like, because they're hockey sweaters, but, like, hockey, those jerseys, I think, are, like, the coolest to wear.
Yeah.
Like, by far. Art, I know, like, MMA and stuff. Did you ever wear jerseys as a kid?
Yeah, my first jersey was a Steve Yzerman jersey.
An Yzerman jersey,
yeah,
nice.
And I actually collected do you remember when Burger King had the pucks? Anyone?
No, I don't.
With the Happy
They had,
Meals?
like, the pucks, and they had, like, Steve Yzerman's, like, name on it and all that. I used to collect those, but, yeah, Steve Yzerman for sure.
Yeah, I used to go collect all the posters from McDonald's for, like, the Pistons bad boy squad, and they came out in, like, sets, and you could buy them all to get the full team. My mom would drive me all around the city just to find a poster. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. Let's see. Steve Young, Niners jersey. We mentioned that. Stevie Y. Lynn had that, just like Art, which is cool. A Sue jersey for Larry Polk. Sue was one of my favorite players. Like, I would have rocked a Sue jersey back in the day.
Low key, I want a Jason Hanson jersey.
I mean, the leading scorer of all time.
That's GOAT right there.
Can't go wrong with that. Jenna had a Sergei Fedorov jersey, which is pretty sweet.
Hey, man, those cancers, and she has the same birthday. Great minds think alike.
I rocked my Detroit Vipers jersey, Rod Connington.
Sick.
And that'd be even sweeter if it was, oh, God, why can't I think of his name right now? The Gordie Howe, when Gordie Howe played for him, because Gordie Howe played in, 5 different decades with teams, and the last stop was the Vipers. So it'd be sweet if you had a Gordie Howe Vipers jersey. Scott Mitchell jersey for Mitch Miller.
Burn it.
Ooh, his grandma bought it for him.
Burn it.
I mean, grandma tried.
Okay.
Like, she tried. Scott Mitchell was all right in Miami before he came to Detroit. Like, he was supposed to be the quarterback that took us over the hump, and obviously it did not happen. What do I do with my Stafford jersey now? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe sell it to somebody in L.A. I got an authentic Stamkos Lightning jersey. That's pretty dope. I have a Harbaugh jersey from when he played at U of M. Dennis Snyder said that.
Damn, that's got to be worth something
That's
right there.
a dope throwback. Another person with a fucking Scott Mitchell one. And Charles Barkley Suns jersey.
You know what? That is one of my favorite logos, the old Suns logo and the jersey. I think honestly, some of the older designs are better than some of these newer designs. I understand the NBA can make all that money creating. I know I'm going off subject, but I know the NBA can make a lot of money creating these different logos switching jerseys. But some of those older jerseys, don't touch them. They are iconic logos.
Yeah, I mean, like the Bad Boys unis though, that royal blue almost with the red lettering across it. To me, those are the classic Piston uniform.
Yeah, wish they would go back to some more of that stuff.
Someone had a Oz Hakeem jersey. That's awesome.
Zahir Hakeem.
Yeah. Remember Oz Hakeem when he came here? He was supposed to be awesome coming from the Rams, like one of the best slot receivers for the greatest show on turf.
Too.
Yeah,
him and Dre Bly coming here were such disappointments to me.
I thought Dre Bly was all right when
my
he was here.
My barber had a nickname for Dre Bly. He called him Big Play Dre because he gives up a big play every Sunday.
That's what I used to say about Slay. But that's
maybe it translates.
Give up a big play, Slay. That's what I used to call Slay. Then Slay finally turned it on like his last 2 years here. But before that, Slay was getting burnt almost every damn game.
Oh, yeah, man. BET, burnt every time.
Burnt every time. I like that. Kevin Jones jersey for Matt Paquette.
Kevin, was that the running back?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dude, he was so hyped, too, coming out of Virginia Tech. I remember being
that one great season, and after that, I think he got injured.
Yeah, it just never came to be, man. It kind of like a Javid Best situation. Like, one great year, and then, we have so much hope, and it all goes away. It all goes away. So those are some of the jerseys that we own, but I literally could go on and on and on. I still have the jersey. I actually have a Ty Cobb jersey that I never wear, and it's dope because Ty Cobb never wore a number. So it's just a Detroit jersey, no number, and it says Cobb on the back. My boy Danny McElgin sent that to me from Chicago. What up, Danny Mac?
Can we wear jerseys tomorrow?
You guys want to do a jersey
We
day?
should pull them out.
So we're going to do the jerseys with the fedora?
Oh, yeah. No, tomorrow's
yeah.
Fedora Day with Terry Foster.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. We could do Jersey Friday, maybe. But like I said, I'm not comfortable wearing jerseys anymore. Here's a question for you, Corey. Did you ever wear your jersey backwards?
No. I'm trying to remember, like, I was never into the backwards thing.
Joey?
I never did that.
I was that dude.
Crisscross?
I was. It wasn't crisscross at that time. It was. Who was it in 2004 that was always rocking their stuff backwards? Oh, Nelly. It was Nelly.
Every concert.
The St. Lunatics. Yeah, they'd come on. You know, the Stackhouse Teal when Nelly was in concert here.
Okay,
He'd
here-
have it backwards with the chains.
Here's where the deal breaker is. Okay. Jack said, just looking at the guy with the smoke. That was funny. Deal breaker. Did you do the stupid headband and Band-Aid thing?
Oh, God, no. Come on,
cool.
man.
There we go. We're good.
Could you see me?
Okay, okay.
Me?
Had to ask.
Yes.
You could see me with a headband and a Band-Aid?
I couldn't. I mean, but hey.
I'd look like Malibu's Most Wanted.
Be rad. Don't be hating.
Yeah, no. I never went the Band-Aid route. I never went the headband. I never went with grills. Never had a grill in my life. But, yeah, I'd throw the jersey on backwards so you know exactly whose name I was wearing.
Okay, that's, I mean, that's not me, but as long as you didn't go, it's like a Tropic Thunder. Don't go full Nelly. Don't go full Nelly. Cool.
Forrest Gump, man, was a goddamn war hero. I love that movie so much. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in about 15 seconds with more sports talk. We got to talk about J.J. Watt. And everybody that's downloaded the app today, thank you guys so much. We'll be right back in 15 seconds.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. This is the Morning Woodward Show. We're on live every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then the Baligian and Bell Show is on 11 to 1 p.m. And you can hear them now live on our app that you can download now at the App Store. Just search WSN Live with an exclamation point and download the app today. It's absolutely free. And, of course, we got to acknowledge everybody that's watching us on social media right now. Any one of them, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and, of course, YouTube. We appreciate and love you guys. Pistons are playing tonight, right, Joey?
Yes. So this whole... I was pissed because the Pistons are on a run, and all of a sudden these games getting postponed. And at first I heard contact tracing on some of these games, and now with the Dallas Mavericks, there was some inclement weather out in Texas, not in Detroit, in Texas.
Yeah, so it had nothing to do with COVID, this game being moved. But what's interesting is they're playing Chicago, who had their game canceled due to COVID. So because two teams had different scenarios canceled, they're just like, all right, let's get this game in. And then I also hear that because they're playing this game, they're going to take away a game coming up in the second half of the season.
Interesting.
So this is in place of a Chicago-Detroit matchup that's going to happen in the second half of the season. And the NBA, if you didn't know, they only released the first half schedule of this season.
Yeah, because they had to kind of hedge their bets on everything going on.
They didn't even know if they were going to have a second half of the season. But I think that was smart of them because now they get to do things like this, adjust the second half schedule, and nobody knows the difference.
For everything, I'll say about this about the NBA. For some things that they may get controversial, like with the whole anthem and whatnot, they do 5, 6 other things correct. So this is one of those situations where they got this correct by not releasing a whole full schedule, just kind of seeing how things go around, because the one thing you don't want to do is have another thing where you got to cancel all of these games or have another stoppage. You get the little break to kind of see where you're at and then figure out the rest of the half and be able to make changes as such. I mean, look at the Spurs. The Spurs have their next, I think they have like 4 players test positive, so they have their next couple of games are like either canceled or in jeopardy right now. good thing right now that the Pistons and Chicago are really close. You can go ahead and make something happen. They both had their games canceled, and boom, you got a situation right there you can work out. So.
Yeah, so the Pistons are playing the Bulls tonight out of nowhere, and it's a winnable game for the Pistons, and this could be 3 in a row for the Pistons.
It's going to be 3 in a row for the Pistons. I've seen enough to where I think is I'm not about to jump off the deep end and go, we're about to make the playoffs. I've just seen enough to think that if they're going up against a team that is somewhat close to them, they have a chance of pulling it off. When they had guys like Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin, not even just this year, but previous years, for some reason, the older veteran Pistons, they would play down to the level of their talent. These younger guys are rising up to the occasion and running some of these older teams out of the gym. Now, the Bulls are just as young as them, so to me, that game is really a pick 'em, but I do believe that this is a winnable game and that the Pistons should be able to go on their third game. Jeremy Grant's doing great. Saddiq Bey's doing good. I want to see what Mason Plumlee's going to do, and
Beef Stew.
He's my favorite guy. He's one of my favorites right now. I think once he develops his game, his offensive game more, and gets a couple of post moves he can go to, to memory, he's going to be a problem moving forward.
I can't believe you guys keep forgetting Plumlee when you list off all these stars. I can't believe it.
Plumlee. I love Mr. Triple Dub has to give me more because he was Mr. Pillsbury turnover for a minute. So
yeah,
I like him. I don't hate him. And but one thing I do like about him, he's a tradable piece. He's a tradable piece. So come deadline, may be able to either this year or next year, but I'll be able to package him and do something with him. But I give Plumlee his credit. He's definitely played better.
So about 2 weeks ago, we were all like, what the hell is Casey doing? You know, essentially, it's like, why is he playing these people? Why isn't he playing the young guys? Where's the process? This is what we thought was going to happen. And we've been saying, listen, let's not judge them on the first quarter of the season. Let's just only judge them on the last quarter of the season to see what they've evolved into. Are you guys feeling better about what Casey's doing? Because to me, it seems like dude knew what he was doing all along, and we just had no clue that he knew how to progress this team naturally.
I was thinking, too, that it would be towards the last quarter of the season that we'd actually start seeing the Pistons that we envision with this whole rebuild. But now I feel like with these recent moves of Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin that we're in a position to where we could see the Pistons that Coach Casey wanted to develop. Because, I mean, first off, not only is this just a 2-game win streak, there's a lot of valuable trade assets that we're starting to see develop.
Yes.
I mean, you see, obviously, Jeremy Grant's a star right now, going to be an all-star probably. And then you see the Plumlees, you see the Isaiah Stewarts, you see the Saddiq Beys just stepping up. And that's what all we wanted to see and ask for.
Yeah, you see Justin Spiro in the comments, and we'll always disagree on this take for the rest of my life. He's like, the Pistons should not win. We need to lose to get that draft pick.
No.
Like, if the proof isn't right in front of your face this year with our mid-round draft picks that our new general manager knows what the hell he's doing. Like, look at Saddiq Bey. Look at Beef Stew. Those guys we were able to get in the mid-round. We didn't need to have the top 5 overall pick to get a good player and to get somebody that can be productive in the league.
I think if you're just a bad team and you lose, then that's one thing. You go ahead and you live with getting that top pick. I think, though, if you set in the mindset of intentionally tanking, you're setting a bad example for the younger players, for a team. If you're trying to rebuild, that's setting a bad example. And it's losing all the time is going to kill your morale on anybody. So I think that there needs to be some kind of balance. Like, okay, let's go ahead and move away from some of these guys who could help us win games. Let's get rid of a Derrick Rose. Let's get rid of a Blake Griffin. Let's maybe move a Plumlee or an Ellington at the deadline, guys that are helping us keeping win games so that these younger guys can get minutes and take their lumps. And then we're gonna take those L's, but we're gonna take those L's while those guys are on the court growing. I think that's the better way to quote unquote tank. But just saying we're gonna just lose to lose, I don't think that's the way to go about it. And one more thing I want to add with us having those tradable assets, I don't care who they trade, but you got Jeremy Grant right now on the steal. I don't think there's really any reason to move him.
No, not unless you don't believe this is going to be a winner for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only reason you move off of Jeremy Grant is to get assets to build. But I think he's proven that he's a guy you can build around. And he's only started to reach his peak. He's not even close to where he's going to be in 3 years. So hopefully you keep him happy here in Detroit. You make him the centerpiece. You build around it, and it gets us back to a championship sometime in the near future.
And you look at what he's been able to do with an inconsistent lineup. Every single day it's a different lineup, and he's still going out there showing his leadership. So I look at that. I look at what Corey said about leading by example, because we're such a young Pistons team right now that you cannot tank a season and show all of these rookies and all of these young players that we got that tanking is ever an option.
It goes back to that Jordan mentality we brought up earlier during the LeBron debate. Like, Jordan knew the team wasn't good when he got to the Bulls, but it's, hey, we're not here to lose. Let's get into playoffs. Let's get some experience. We'll learn to win that way. Not do the process, which I hate.
Trust in the process.
So coming up next, we got Fish's Facts, and that's coming up very soon. Hold on, we gotta wait. We're making a switch. Right now. Fish's Facts are coming up next. We're going to take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, Fish will be here with the best facts you've ever heard in your life.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac.
I love you, Fish. What did you just say when you hopped up in that stool?
Well, I pop it up because I'm short, and it's like getting into a Jeep.
It's getting into a Jeep, he says.
Jeeps are hard to get into for you, Fish.
All right, Fish is here. Let's hit you with the facts, but first, I got to play your little intro, okay, Fish? Hold on.
Is it time?
Yeah, it is. Fish.
Go Fish. Fish Facts.
It's Fish.
It's Fish. Fish, what are your facts of the day today?
All right, so yesterday in the Champions League, I'll play the song in a few minutes for you guys. They played Leipzig yesterday, and they won 2-0. They have not lost to a German team since 2002.
Damn.
Oof.
So they're 8 wins, 3 ties. 0 losses and 3 ties.
Okay.
So RB Leipzig is a team in Germany, and they have a rule that it's a 50+1 rule, which means the fans have to own 50% of the team.
Ooh, I like that.
And it's across. They're probably wondering what the RB stands for. Well, their sponsor was supposed to be Red Bull.
Okay.
So it's going to be Red Bull Leipzig. Well, you can't do that in Germany because the fans have to own 50% of the club.
So what are they going to name it?
So the actual name of it is Rissenball Buzzbing.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I want a jersey right now.
So they had to do that, and to get around it, they charge people a lot higher than some of the clubs in Germany.
Okay.
So that's why people hate them, because they're charging a lot more money for you to join this fan thing. It's like 150 euros compared to some of the other ones, which are 30 and 60.
Got it. All right.
To be fan owned.
Got any other fun facts for us this morning?
Yes. Bulls Pistons tonight.
Yes, sir.
And the regular season series is tied 133 to 133.
Wow, that is an interesting
Wow.
fact. Over the course of their whole existence. That's crazy.
Of their whole existence. So
Monumental game today.
Yeah, so whoever wins it will be 134 to 133. Hopefully Pistons. We'll see.
What if it's a tie, Fish?
This is the rubber match tonight, baby.
Basketball can't end in a tie, so exciting.
Another fact by Fish.
That would be exciting if basketball can end in a tie.
That would be so boring because you'd have to go through 47 overtimes to get there.
I'm a big fan of those long overtimes.
You are?
LeBron's been through it these last couple games.
You like free basketball, don't you, Fish?
Yes, I do.
All right. You got any bets for today?
Yes, we do.
What are your bets for today, Fish?
So, we have tennis, and exciting news, fans are coming back.
Yay, fans!
After their 5-day lockdown, they are good, and they still got to wear masks and social distance, but fans are back, so very exciting.
Must be nice to have a 5-day lockdown. We're over here in the middle of a 12-month lockdown.
We're just trying to flatten the curve.
Yeah. Yeah, they flattened the curve. Yeah,
they ruined the curve. Yes.
So Serena Williams in Osaka. That's from 10 o'clock. And I actually like your bet, Adam. I like Serena Williams.
All right. Yeah, she's a beast. It's tough to bet against either of the Williams sisters, but Osaka is a hell of a player.
Yeah, it is. She's real good.
Yeah.
She won in New York last year.
Yeah, and she was one of the youngest to ever win too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won in 2018. That was her youngest, and then she won in 2019 in New York last year.
Yeah, but you're betting against her today, and you're going with the Williams girl.
Yeah, she's 39, but she's like Tom Brady. 39, but she looks 20.
Yeah, dude, she's in good shape. That cat suit. I like that cat suit. Do you like that cat suit?
It's fine.
You like that cat suit,
Yeah,
Fish, don't
Fishy.
you?
Do you have any more facts? Any more bets? Are you good for today?
Yes. Red Wings and Blackhawks.
Okay.
I'm going to go Red Wings again. They were very close to winning the game on, was it Monday?
Monday.
So hopefully they'll win it in, I guess, regulation is the hope, but overtime's fine.
You like overtime?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have more.
All right.
The champions. Do, 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 do.
I want you to do that every day, man.
Every day for a few months because the Champions League just started. We need it for how long does it go?
Well, they had the group stage in September, and then they do the normal couple months off, and they come back in February.
Will you sing that one
So
more
it's
time?
the
How's
round
it
of
go? The
16.
champions.
Do, 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 do.
I love you, man.
So this is a shot in the dark bet. It's Porto and Juve. Porto is plus 315. So if you want to win some money, go there. I would not advise you do that. But there are no fans. So if you're going to pick them, today would be the day to pick them.
Today's the day. All right.
Today's the day. And then finally, we have Dortmund and Sevilla. Dortmund is plus 181. Sevilla is plus 141.
Okay.
So I guess either way, you win money.
So after the show today, I'm going to put down $5 on a parlay. You can walk me through it. We'll do Fish's parlay too, okay?
All right. Hopefully we're right.
Yeah, it's only $5. If you're wrong, don't worry about it. All right?
course, the
I
one-
won't buy you lunch tomorrow.
Of course, the one day I'm going to be wrong.
No, the one day you're going to be right. You're going to nail it. We're going to be rich, Fish.
I was shocked with yesterday's picks.
Yeah, you did well.
Yeah, both of them hit.
That's right. So listen to Fish's picks. Thank you so much for coming on. Love you, Fish. Every morning at 9:50, Fish does his facts of the day and his bets of the day. Like you said, yesterday he hit on his bets. So make sure you're listening to Fish if you're going to mybookie.com. Thank you, Fish. It is now time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
This is going to be tough for me, but LeBron James, he wins the Dumbass of the Day award, guys.
Really?
He does. It's more so like, not really dumbass. It's more so like, this guy, really, you got to do
Really,
this?
Corey?
Really,
You walk
Corey?
right into the live camera while he's talking. Go ahead.
But LeBron James, with this heave from the logo, does not go as he planned. Did you see this?
I did.
Oh, my gosh. Play this real quick, Adam.
The thing you love about it is the arrogance that comes with it. Like it looks good out of his hands. Like he looks confident, he looks strong, and then wham.
And he was pissed, too, so he was doing this kind of out of like, all right, watch this. So 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Lakers were up by 1, and he throws this up, and it's just a straight-up air ball.
You ain't Steph Curry, boy.
No,
You ain't Steph
Curry with the shot, boy.
Yeah, quit shooting that stuff, LeBron. And, you know, as much as we have fun about LeBron and that whole debate, it always is fun to call LeBron a dumbass.
You dumbass.
Dumbass.
He does sometimes hit those, though.
Oh,
I mean, it was still technically all net.
Yeah, just the bottom of the net. That's all.
Just saying.
But didn't he look so confident stepping into that shot? Like he looked like me on the court when I airball everything.
There are only two people in the NBA who have that type of range: Steph Curry and Logo Lillard.
Oh, Trae Young.
Trae Young can pull from there, but those other two guys are just like super consistent of just like daggers.
Yeah, I love Dame.
And
I
Blake
love Dame's
Griffin.
Game. And Blake Griffin, yeah. He shoots the most three-pointers out of anybody on or formerly on the Pistons.
In the NBA, damn
the
it, not the
NBA.
Pistons.
So thank you guys for waking up with us this morning on the Woodward Sports Network. We're here every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is the Morning Woodward Show. once again, everybody that downloaded the app this morning, this is our first installment of the app, I guess is a good way to put it, because this thing is going to evolve just like we have here at the Woodward Sports Network. And if you're just tuning in, you can go to the App Store right now, download the app. WSN Live with an exclamation point is all you have to search, or we put the link in the chat. You can do that too. And thank you guys, everybody who downloaded it. Please make sure you give us a 5-star review so Apple tells us that they love us as well. And if you watch us on any of our social media platforms, I can't tell you what it means to everybody here at the Woodward Sports Network. And I love this comment by Mitch Miller. That was a weak dick shot. You got a weak dick, Joey.
It really was.
LeBron got a weak dick.
But you can't say that to LeBron.
No. Well, I can, but I probably won't. The dude's a beast. But thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. We'll be back on tomorrow with Terry Foster. It's Thursdays with Terry on the morning show. Joey, you got your fedora ready?
You guys kicked me off the show when Terry comes in, so I don't even know if I'm wearing one.
Okay, cool. Joey, Corey, you got your fedora ready?
After I get my blog up for today, I am going to go pick up my fedora.
Do you own one or no?
No, I'm about to go raid my uncle's closet.
Nice.
There it is.
And one more thing, pitchers and catchers report today. So summer's almost here, boys, and that's always some exciting news. If you want to see a great video on pitchers and catchers reporting, Josh Baker and Quick Hits put his out yesterday. It's on our Facebook page right now. It came out about 4 o'clock yesterday. Josh always has great content. It's always fun to listen to him. So if you got a 5 minutes and you want to be entertained, go find Josh Baker's Quick Hits right now. We'll put it up on IG and our YouTube coming up later on today as well. So pitchers and catchers are here. Can't wait for summertime in Michigan. We're a month away from NFL free agency. St. Patrick's Day is a month away. Like 2021, let's ramp this up. Let's go. And have a great Wednesday.